To answer the question about the termini of amino acids and what they look like, I have drawn it like this. And let's just put an R group because we can talk about all the amino acids like this. We can have it looking like that. We could have the amino acid looking like this. We could also have the N terminus and the C terminus look like this. Okay, just like that. Well, let's see. What other version could we have? No, this would have to be... Let's see, is this another version here? We already have that one, okay. So those are the three versions there that we could have. And so if I asked you to draw an amino acid, either of those three would work. You wouldn't get it wrong on the exam. The big point is that you understand what the R group looks like. That's where you would lose points if you do it wrong. But the N terminus and the C terminus, all three of these are viable options. Now, how can you know which version you have? Which termini do you really have in a particular situation? Well, that's pH dependent. Depending on the pH will determine what your termini look like. So if on the exam I say, hey, we are at pH 7, what would the amino acid look like? Now the termini, because I specified the pH, now you have to say, okay, which one would it look like? Okay, and in order to do that, I've made videos on how to figure that out. So I'm not going to talk about that here, but what would the amino acid look like at pH 7? It would look like that guy right there. Now, if you have an ionizable side chain then you would have to look at that as well, depending upon the pH. But the termini would be this guy and that guy at pH 7. So it's pH dependent. The other part of your question was talking about proline. Well, let's draw proline and just take a look at that, because now we have it in a heterocycle like this. Okay. So there's proline in the neutral form, but if you use that lone pair and you did by chance grab a proton, okay, now it's an NH2 with a positive charge. And why is that the case? Well, because this nitrogen right here is a secondary amine, whereas everything else is a primary amine. So that's the slight difference with proline. So I hope that answers the question. And if not, just write another message in the discussion forum.